welcome to a new video. This time we are doing another feedback video. In 2024 we had our first Discord challenge, which was about painting a space marine of a loyal chapter. We had a lot of marines that entered, and you can watch the video on my channel if you want to see some nicely painted marines. In 2025 we started strong and we kicked off January 1st with a second challenge. This time the people of the Discord community chose to paint a Xeno. So a Xeno challenge it is. I think we have around 15 entries and I will give them feedback or a few tips and tricks to make things easier or better looking for viewers and yourself. We had a few more entries, but some of them didn't make it on time. I still thank you for joining and participating. I truly appreciate your support, guys, and this is also a reason why I do these challenges. Since you guys are supporting me through this hobby, so I can continue to push through my limits, I feel like I should be giving something back to you. So for this challenge, there are a few prizes to win, such as a set of brushes for the winner, and for those that participated in the challenge have also a chance to win some goodies, such as a kill team of your choice and a set of paints that will get you ready for the next challenge that I will explain in the end of the video. So stay tuned for that if you have interest in joining. So all the people that joined the challenge, their Instagram will also be linked down below, so you could check out their works yourself and support them if you like what you are seeing. For me, it's not only about winning, it's about participating, improving, and pushing yourselves to get better, and these things make me really happy. So I try to make you happy by giving away some goodies. Now, let's go through all the models for this Xeno challenge and see what the people have done. Now, beware people, this is my opinion and the feedback to you. I'm pretty sure everyone else have their own opinion. I have asked the people if they would like some tips for improvement, and most of them agreed on it. If and only if I can give a tip to improve. Some members in here are pretty much on the same level as me and even better, so this won't make things easier to give them any advice on how to improve. So with that being said, everything I say here is what I see and what I feel how it should be. If you feel that I'm wrong and I don't see your vision clearly, so be it. Don't be mad, please. All right, just let's get into it. First up, Palaking. As you can see here, he was just applying base coats and blocking in the colors, but our friend got injured on the job. I hope you recover fast and that we will see you in one of the next challenges. I really like the idea of the Necron pulling off the Marine's head, and I don't know if it's intentional, but I like the idea of the blood running off the rim of the base. That was pretty cool. The second one that couldn't make it due lack of time to paint is Nemesis, a Tyrannid, and I also think this was the only one in the challenge. Anyway, I thank you for trying, and hopefully we will see a finished one in one of the next challenges. Platinum Sparky, he showed us a work in progress at the start of the challenge, and he also couldn't make it because he had no free time to get this done. Same as this orc from Tiger Pet. I was hoping to see more from this orc because it had a pretty solid start, but anyway, more luck next time, guys. And we will move on now to the participants that did finish their models. And the first time we're going to talk about is Magmapeeper, a Tau Darkstrider. I like the model, and the first thing I immediately noticed was the lighting. Your model was a little bit overexposed, so my feedback here is play a little bit with your settings, such as exposure, contrast, brightness to get that picture you want. And of course, positioning of your lights onto the model. Good photos helps a lot, especially when I have to give some feedback to the model. Anyway, that being said, that's one piece of advice I've already given you through a message as well on Discord, and I am showing you guys what I mean by it. When you play a bit with your settings on your phone or even on your cam, this is before, and this is after when I played with some of the settings. Less exposure, not perfect yet, but it's somewhat better than before in my opinion. So, Darksider. Not following the box art and I like the combination you used on this model. What can you do to improve this model? First, I love the textures on the pants, but this could be a little bit more refined, and you can really do this from the beginning after the primer. So even from the base coat, you can start applying these fine scratches. And also, when you apply these scratches everywhere on the fabrics, place them everywhere, even in the shaded areas. When you layer up, keep applying these scratches, but in smaller areas, just like as if you would be glazing to a brighter area. You will also go smaller and smaller, you know. Every layer you go brighter in tone, you keep adding scratches in smaller areas until you're happy with the brightness. If you think these shaded areas have become too bright because, you know, with all those layers, you can just glaze over it with a darker color to get the darkness back that you want for the contrast, you know. And don't be afraid to glaze over these scratches and lines because that's how you integrate these textures into your paint if you glaze over it. So if you have a few layers of these scratches and you start glazing over those scratches, they won't disappear because you glazed over it, you know. They will still go, I mean, they're still very visible and they really integrate into your paint. So all you need to do is find the right consistency, a good tip on the brush, and take your time to apply these thin lines. And to apply these thin lines, you need absolutely low pressure on your brush. Test it on your hand before you apply, and I'm pretty sure you will nail it because I have seen your work before. You have completed some nice works. You just have to apply a lot more scratches. Go back and forth with brighter and darker colors, and you will get what you need on those textures. Well done on the rest of the model. The visor is very readable. The lenses are very readable. Keep pushing, my friends. You are good. You are well on your way. And yeah, I thank you for joining, man, for the challenge once again. Last time you have delivered a magnificent marine, and this time you have delivered another incredible Tau. So thank you. Always a joy seeing your work. The next one, a Drukari from chat. Last Discord challenge, he won the prize for Best Beginner. So let's see what our friend has to offer on this challenge. I know these elves are very small and slender. That's what elves mostly are. So with that in mind, a marine like our last Discord challenge is quite a difference in scale, but I feel like you did a pretty good job overall. I like the idea of the swords, the pale flesh of the Drukari really fits the model, and if I have to give you a piece of advice, I think I also mentioned it in the last feedback video, don't be afraid to go back and forth with your colors. You have chosen lovely colors for the model, and I did some editing on your photo, so you know what I mean when I try to improve it with adding some colors to the panels. I told you on stream 2 weeks ago that it would be nice that you would have applied the pink all over the blue base coat. And the armor panels on top, they can be improved by giving them a fine edge highlight. A very dark edge below the rim of the panel, for example, here on the legs. I tried to apply this on most of the armor, so you can see what I mean by this. You still get that blue underneath it, and the armor panels on top, are just a bit brighter in tone, and especially on the very edges. So there you go, buddy. I can't say this enough. Take your time. Don't be afraid to go back and forth for glazing things, even on those small parts. Get that paint on there. Add water to your paint and nothing is really lost, you know. This is a lovely model, my friend, and thank you once again for participating. I'm also very sorry you had to feel the wrath of Space Kitty on the Instagram stories, but more on this later in the video. Next model from Elraccoon, my old friend. I think we know each other from the start of this hobby. Lovely guy and painter. He used to be that airbrush guy, but he's finally taking his time to focus on the brush. And it's clearly visible on his latest work. Check this one out. One big Necron Catan shard of the Void Dragon. To me, this model is very readable and clear. The metals, the Necron green stuff, very cool. But here it comes. I feel like you can do a lot better because I think you rushed it on some parts. I only have also a photo of the front. Um, so what are you hiding, my friend? um, for example, the OSL on this model can be amplified. I will show you in a minute, because while I was trying to edit some parts, I saw you left a lot of areas black and unpainted. I don't know if it was the intention, but just take your time. But it's not a race. For some people, a month is way too long, and for others, a month is way too short. So, as you can see on the photo, I have done a few parts as there was a lot of to edit actually, but no offense, I'm just pointing out what you could have done to make the model more interesting. Because these power surge lines are very hard to paint, and to make them look good on a high standard, you really need to spend some time on them. For example, these small power surges on top, where it touches the model, very bright, dark in the middle, but try to outline the outside, as shown here on the picture. And if you really want to be a freak, you can add lightning all over the power surges, but that will take you a lot of time. But if the goal is to stand out, that's the way to do it, because I think nobody else has done it so far. And if you have the patience to do it, the model could be really cool then. Anyway, I hope I didn't offend you there, buddy. I'm just saying what I feel, and that's it. Also, the model is great, but I'm pretty sure when you spend more time on it, like you are doing on your recent works, this would have stand out even more. That's my honest opinion. I still love you, brother, and thank you for your time you have put in to participate in the challenge. The next model is an Aldari from DrDz. I think it's a mix with an old model, and I think it's an Ienden Farseer. Lovely model and cleanly painted. I like the free-handed bits on the rope, and I like the base especially. Feels really natural. I like it a lot. Feedback, I'd say overall you did a great job. Don't be afraid to leave some darker areas to give it more contrast. It's very uniform at the moment. It could use some shading, as I will show you here on the picture. I only made a few parts darker and a few areas more bright to show you that you don't have to be afraid of going brighter. At some parts, just glaze in that darkness once all is done, you know. Uh, yeah, you create that desired darkness again. Just glaze in some darkness. I think this is the most important feedback I could give you, because you are very well on your way. It's a lovely model. And as always, thank you for joining in, because, yeah, this was great to see. Thank you. The next model, we have a Vespit from Tedsked. I was very surprised to see this model, as I did not really expected it. But nonetheless, makes it all more interesting and fun. I can't really say much about these models because you pretty much killed it. You have used very daring colors. It fits these models really well. The weathering on the weapons is outstanding, even on the carapaces of the models. Really, really well done. Feedback, stop being so goddamn good on my Discord. I'm just kidding, man. And you knocked it out of the park with these guys. And I'm not even gonna try making a point of doing something better. This is outstanding work and a worthy challenger. All right. Oh, look, another Tau. This time we got one from Klut95. I think this is a Tau commander. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. First and foremost, I love how grimdark this guy is. I'll show you the progression of this mini just to show you how you improved it until you reach the final stage. The first picture we stumble upon is the one that where you said in chat something feels off, and that's just because you just started it. Many things start not looking good but end up really, really nice. So keep pushing. uh, just keep pushing through like you did, and because after a while you post these pictures showing a lot more weathering onto it. Next, the picture you are showing some of the glows and OSL, which are really nicely done on this model. Nothing too much, just enough where it should be. And you said, I think I'm done with this guy, and ask for some feedback on, how to improve. So I told you back then you could add some interest by playing with these panels, make them black, make these legs metal instead of a full red model. It gives you a lot more for the eye and makes it all more interesting to look at. Then you started some basing, and here we are at a finished Grimdark Tau model. I really enjoyed seeing this coming to life and pushing yourself to improve the model. Um, this is yeah, this is great. The feedback I could give you right now is just take your time, try to look up for some references on art, get inspired, and just like chat, play with volumes now. And on these Tau models, it's very important to edge highlight as well. This will really sell things as metal. And yeah, anyway, I thank you for joining. Great work, my friend. And hopefully, I will see you in the next challenge. Next one, you guessed it, another Tau commander. I think it's Commander Shadowsun by MoodyDoom. I like the colors of the model, but I do know you are improving a lot on this, guys, because the latest Tau you are painting at the moment are already looking better than this guy. No offense. And I'm not here to offend you in any way. The reason why I think this is because of this. Let me show you the Tau you are working on and the commander. So these models you did now are starting to get some volume. If you would have applied these soft volumes on Shadowsun, we get a whole other story to tell. The face is nicely done, and you made it visible enough so it doesn't blend in with the armor of of the model, because Tau mostly tend to be blue having faces. So my feedback for you is apply these volumes as well. I know you can do it, and also try to apply less pressure on the brush while applying these edge highlights. Uh, just a tip, don't edge highlight with the belly of the brush, but be more precise, less pressure, and just use the side of the tip of the brush. This will give you very small and fine edges to pop that brightness even more on these armor panels. And make sure there's almost no paint on your brush. Color wise, I like what you're doing here, the blue and the magenta. Don't stare yourself down on these two colors. For example, the hair, keep it magenta, but these dots of the armor, um, the magenta dots, you could have changed them into, I don't know, bright blue lights as well on the vent. Make it blue or even fiery because of the heat it generates, maybe. Just a thought. I mean, like I said before, look at some arts, look to some references. Yeah, just to get you some inspiration. I think you also stole Ragnar's base for the model. um, but yeah, thank you for joining in. I hope I didn't offend you by any means, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just pointing out you can do a lot better, and you are doing a lot better because you have proven this to us very recent. So get to work, my friend. You are doing great. Next one, Necron from Blah Me, and it's a big one. I think it's a Doomsday arc, and it looks freaking amazing. Non-metallics looks believable and good. Glows looking great, the right amount, nothing too much. Most of the edge highlights are pretty sharp and well done. So yeah, overall, this is an amazing model, and I don't really have got much to add. This is a very large model as well, so I'm surprised to see this thing on my screen even. So yeah, love it. Great work, buddy. Keep up showing the good stuff. Um, as well, the Dunkin' Donuts night that you are, I think you just finished it. That's freaking great, buddy. Awesome work. Thank you for joining in. Oh, look, what do we have here? Another towel. This time from our friend TheHungryBrush. He mostly paints Tyranids, so I was really happy to see Nemesis was doing one, and I was hoping TheHungryBrush was also doing one, but I guess that was too much to ask for. So this time he wanted to flip it around and make a Tau, of course. But what a Tau commander, right? Love the dark armor. The scratches on the armor really gives it a cool touch. The shield is very unique and inspiring. That's why I always love to see your work appear on the Discord. A very creative guy. The OSL on the back looks nice. Overall, fantastic work. Amazing model. And as mentioned before, always a pleasure seeing your work, mate. Make sure to check out his Tyranids on his Instagram, because I will show you a few of them. Look at these beauties. Makes you want to paint a Tyrannid yourself. And I'm not even a Tyrannid guy. So, yeah. Whew. Nice, right? Cool stuff, buddy. Thank you for joining in. On to the next one. An Eldari from Tony, our winner from last challenge. And the man is killing it again. Prince Yeril from Yanden. I think he also sculpted the glass and eye visor. So yeah, what can I say? Then you absolutely nailed it. It's awesome. Free hands, nice colors on the armor and fabrics. Skin is nice and warm. Gems look cool. Swords look cool. I don't think there is anything I can give any advice on for this model. Such an amazing job, my friend. It's a true joy and blessing to have you in these challenges. And I hope you are not scaring away the other people in my Discord, because you are nailing it, my friend. But it's also uh, a reason to keep pushing, you know. Keep it in mind, guys. Thank you for joining in, man. Always a pleasure. Orcs. We finally have got some orcs. And look at these beauties. Pixelbrush always delivers. This man paints as fast as Lucky Luke pulls his guns, and the funny part is, he always hits and never misses. I know Pixelbrush is a very busy man as he works full time on commissions, so I bet these orcs are a one of these commissions as well. But yeah, he really brought these bad boys to life for the tabletop. Who wouldn't want these orcs on the battlefield? Amazing work, my friends. It's really readable. Yeah, what can I say? I'm not really going to judge it because your work is always it's a commission first and foremost. So I know you have time limits. I mean a time frame. So, and I bet you would have done a lot more if you can dedicate time into it. They would look twice as good as they look now. That's for sure. Always a joy to see your work on the Discord, buddy. Keep it up, my friend, and I thank you for joining in the challenge. Last but not least, Space Kitty. Not really a Xeno. Grimzor started with showing this Tau, of course, but he couldn't make it, so he asked if he could enter this kitty. I won't include him into the official race, but I will include him in the participation prizes because he tried to enter. I also did a small Instagram story battle between these wonderful Xenos, and as you can see, Space Kitty obliterated his opponents until the final round where he had to go against Elraccoon's Catan and Tony's Eldar. We're now at the moment we have been waiting for, the winners. My top three for the challenge. And number three will be for Blame with his huge Necron. The second place will be going to Tedsked with the Vespit, and our winner for this challenge will stay undefeated, TonyKintaro with his beautiful Eldari. I was really adding it all up between him and the Vespit from Tedsked. Again, both of them very close competition. Sorry for taking the second place again, Ted, and sorry again, folks, but be mad at Tony for being this goddamn awesome. Great work all. This was a really fun challenge. I hope to see you all in the next challenge. Speaking about that, the next challenge is also announced on the Discord, which is about Dungeons and Dragons. This time we go a little bit bigger and we paint a 75mm model. In this challenge, I want you to pick a class, whether it's a paladin, a druid, a mage, a warlock, a barbarian, a fighter, a rogue, a hunter, necromancer, a bard, a cleric. It doesn't really matter. Many classes to choose from, and even more miniatures to go wild upon. When you start a game on your PC or any other console, you have to create your own character. This is exactly what I need you to do. If it's an orc or a gnome or a troll, who cares, as long as it's a class and it represents something you would play. So feel free to join in on the Discord challenge. The links will be provided down below, and as well all the participants their Instagram links if you want to check out their amazing work. Thank you all for joining in for this amazing challenge. Let's make the next one even better. The next video that I will upload is about OSL, a tutorial where I will explain you how to do it. So stay tuned for that. I am working my ass off to provide you guys the content you need. And oh yeah, before I forget, don't forget to join our Work in Progress Wednesday on Twitch, where we talk about the works in progress of the Discord. So feel free to jump in and share your stuff. Thank you and bye-bye.